Clinton, no candidate doesn't know.
Did you know she was this deeply corrupt that she would steal a primary?
No, I could not have fathomed that what we've learned and what you've reported would have happened.
Out of Brazil.
Fortunately, I disavowed her before the election.
I know you did. I know you did.
Take politics out of this. No one has the right to violate the rules we all share. That's in the jury instruction.
Justice under
Absolutely.
the law.
Absolutely.
I'd be in jail. He'd be in jail. You'd be in jail.
We all should be if that happened. And she needs to be looked at and must be.
We're only touching the surface. Thank you both. Good to see you in New York. Doug, always good to see you.
Thank you.
We have massive new developments on the Uranium One scandal. The two reporters who've been all over this, they're like the Woodward and Bernstein of our day. Solomon, Carter, next, straight ahead. All right, welcome back to Hannity'S. We told you in our opening monologue tonight, The Hill's John Solomon has breaking news on the Uranium One scandal. Now his piece out today is entitled Uranium One, Deal Led to Some Exports to Europe, Memo Show. Sarah Carter from Circa News also has a new report out tonight titled Current DOE Official Once Consulted 4 Russian Nuclear Companies. Now we reached out to the official that Sarah mentioned in our article for comment. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear back. Here with more, The Hill's John Solomon, and from CircaNews.com. You guys have done such an amazing job. It is so telling. As big as the news you're both breaking tonight, this is our third story. Hillary stealing a primary, all of the information on the dossier, and she now is admitting, oh, but that's not collusion. Let me start, John, with you. Your report came out earlier today, Sarah. Yours just came out now, so we'll get you both in. John, tell us what you know, because we were told as the #1 excuse, the uranium never went outside the U.S. That talking point is a lie.
Yeah, no, it's definitely disproven. There's not any doubt that the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission authorized through a backdoor a third-party license to let Uranium One export to Canada. And then, according to the Department of Energy records and according to a statement that Uranium One gave us, some of that uranium left Canada and went to Europe and possibly to Asia. So,
do we know where in Europe?
We don't. No.
Do we know where in Asia?
We do not. No, it's proprietary information, the final destinations. At least so far, we've not been able to get that. We'll keep digging, but I think the most important point is, you said it in your opening monologue, we're a country that has to import most of our uranium. Here's uranium in the United States, and for some reason we let it go to Canada and possibly to Europe and beyond. And I think that's been the concern that all the members of Congress, Democrat and Republican, had when this deal went through, and now they're finding out the assurances they were given simply aren't true.
Let me stay on your report for a minute, because you also talk about, and this now implicates Barack Obama himself, that you detailed, and I'm guessing this is only going to be the start of what you're about to reveal, that Barack Obama purposefully manipulated the process to allow this trucking company to be the conduit by which they got the uranium out of the country. Tell us what you found.
Yeah, there wasn't just one decision. We all look at Uranium One and say, well, they let them buy the mine and 20% of the current ore that was being mined at that time was under their control. But there were a series of decisions made by the Obama administration time and time again between 2010 and 2012 that are incredibly favorable to Rosatom, the state-owned Russian nuclear energy industry. And time and again, these decisions are being made while the FBI knows that there's criminality going on by that company's executives.
The bribery, extortion, the money laundering, the racketeering, and so on.
Kickbacks and And there's a second thing that I'm just starting to report out now, but there were also concerns in the Obama administration, very specific concerns that Russia was engaged in a uranium scheme, that it was going to get enough control of uranium, dump it on the market, drive all the prices down, and put all the other people out of business. Those are two legitimate national security concerns that don't seem to have had an effect on all these giveaways.
It's breathtaking. Our national security we don't have enough uranium. All right, Sarah, you have a blockbuster report about this current DOE official consulted for the Russian nuclear company?
Yes, so basically, Cheryl Moss-Herman, she's now with the Office of Nuclear Energy, and I also reached out to her over the week. In fact, contacted the DOE over a period of a week, trying to get more information, but she basically consulted for 10X antenna, and she wrote this analysis. It's an extensive analysis on the U.S. at the time. And remember, Sean, during this time period in 2010, there were so many people in Congress that were outraged. They didn't want this deal to go through. They were really concerned about Russia and Iran, and that connection made them scared. It terrified them of this deal. But she reassures the Russians in this analysis, look, the 2009 Iran sanctions bill, that's in the past. Now, 2010, there's a less stringent bill that will allow you to move forward with all of your plans. A lot of what John was talking about, which is, you know, going into the U.S. market and really penetrating the U.S. market and the U.S. energy market. And now she's with the DOE.
Sarah, stay with you. I honestly believe that your reporting has been incredible, both of you. Gutsy, courageous. We don't have this in the media today. Sarah, where is this going to end up? I was just talking to Greg Jarrett. We don't even have a special counsel. It's breathtaking to me. How do we have this ability of the Clintons to constantly avoid the law that applies to the rest of us?
Sean, that's the most important question. Where does this go from here? In order for this to be fully investigated, it needs a special counsel. There are some things that John and I just cannot, I don't think, legally push forward with, and those are classified. That's classified information. Remember, we have an informant that's ready to talk. They are willing to talk to congressional members in the House Intelligence Committee, in oversight. But there are so many other issues out there, and the more you peel back this onion, the more you find out that there are things of a classified nature that affect our national security that really do need to be investigated.
All right, guys, we're going to have you both on tomorrow. We're going to advance the story even further. There's a lot more details. Thank you for what you're doing, both of you. When we come back, me, the rapper, and I have more good news and an announcement and a debate next you don't want to miss, Sebastian Gorka and the Imam Elahi, and we'll explain what should happen to that jihadist in New York that murdered 8 innocent New Yorkers. That's straight ahead.